Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Well,
Merhaba. I have a question from Juan Ortiz from Bogota, Colombia. And the question is, one of my great concerns in life is related to future and past thoughts. The question is in two parts. What is the present and how to be in the present to achieve that peace and this imperturbability? Thank you.
Well, dear Juan, sometimes we have questions that they look like the golden key, no? So if we know the answers to those questions, we feel like we will have a golden key. And what is the presence cannot be explained to a certain point, because this is only by experience. It's like if you would ask, what is a kiss? What is honey? How honey tastes? You can try to find some adjectives for it, but at the end of the day, what will happen is you take the spoon and you eat it, and you know. And the same is that you have experienced presence for sure, because even the strongest ego, even the strongest mind cannot separate permanently from presence. As it is the only time there is, it is the only thing there is. So our mind simulates to us that we live in a kind of presence. And for many people, they have this idea that they are present. Then they notice that they are not always aware. You see, you cannot come out of presence. There's not a possibility to be out of presence, but you can come unaware. And unawareness gives you this separation. And you call it the future or you call it the past. So unawareness is the point that we should focus on. To turn it into awareness. Not into presence, because presence is there. It cannot be left. You cannot leave it. Even if you want to leave it, you cannot leave it. But you can leave awareness. And to reach a position of awareness inside of you, you have to come in distance with yourself. And the way you come in distance can be by physical activities. For example, mountain climbing is a very good physical exercise to also come in an emotional distance with you, in a mental distance with yourself. Because simply the physical height makes a difference. Whenever we go vertical, even on a ladder, or even we get the staircases up, something in us emotionally changes. So going up a mountain, which needs, if it is a higher mountain, needs at least some hours, brings you in a very aware state. Simply because also to go up a mountain is dangerous. So you will make sure that every step you do there is with full awareness. That is the liberating experience you have. And this is the unconscious call we feel towards mountains. They bring us into presence, into awareness. And when you are in a complete awareness, in an awareness which does not need an effort any longer. It's like an effortless awareness. Then the side effect of this awareness is that you understand nothing can harm you because you will be aware of the divine force, of the divine source, of the divine tajallis, of the divine blessings, of the divine love. It's always the same process. You will feel embraced, you will feel protected, and this is what you are. Of it. We are, most people like to say we are unconscious. And we are never unconscious actually. We are only conscious, but we are unaware about our consciousness. That makes a difference. So most people, when you ask them what is consciousness, they start to make it very complicated and very complex, and actually they are all different versions about what is consciousness. And it has to do because people think what could be consciousness. But when you are coming in the state of awareness over your consciousness, the consciousness appears very clear. Yeah. It's basically the ability to recognize patterns, harmful patterns that you carry within yourself, that you act out, the recognition of the system of wounds inside of yourself, that you basically look and act through the senses or through the lens of wounds. And that implies, for example, that you say to a person, "Oh, today you look very beautiful," and the person doesn't take it at all as a compliment because it reacts and perceives it through her wounds. And so somebody might have said to her or to him that she was beautiful, but it was not said in a way that she could really trust it, and she felt rejected. So instead of taking it positively, the person takes it through her wound and feels rejected. And to become conscious about this pattern, for example, this is very helpful. So consciousness is the ability to recognize emotional patterns, geometric patterns, mathematical patterns, chemical patterns, yeah, and to see how they are connected within us, outside of us. And when the consciousness expands to the deepest inside, it expands also automatically to the deepest outside. So it goes in the microcosmos, which some people call it the small arcana, the small knowledge. And it expands to the macrocosmos, to the universal part, and they call it the big arcana, the big knowledge. No? So being in the state of awareness will lead you to be aware of your consciousness. That means what has been unconscious, what has been unaware to look at this part becomes conscious because you are aware of it. And then it becomes active in your life. And that will lead you to a very fulfilled and blissful life. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.